September 11, 2015. Where was I? I was in 7 World Trade on the 20 something floor. I know it was um, the building that fell down about 5 o'clock. I know that that was the office of the governor, I mean, of the mayor of that time, which was Giuliani. That day, I remember being very happy because one of our co-workers who was giving us trouble, who thought she was our manager, we were going to go sit and have a discussion with our office manager, and we were going to go sit and discuss and clear up the fact that she wasn't the manager and she didn't have any right to act like a supervisor. So that day we were happy, and I remember it being a very warm day, and I remember speaking to my coworkers, to my coworker, and um, I remember buying grits, I think it was, and sausage, leaving it on my table. And I remember when the first plane it hit the building, it shook our building. So we didn't know what it was. So I looked out because only I saw debris falling down at that time. So after that, I went back and we were all talking about it. I remember reaching my house and my mother's companion saying, get out, but it wasn't that easy. And I remember looking out the window and I saw this man in an olive green suit and his suitcase falling out of the window. And I remember a lady in a blue suit, and I'm thinking now that it might have been one of the maybe one of the stewardesses. Also, I remember going back to my desk, trying to make another phone call, and everybody's wondering what's happening. And this one coworker, I guess he was a supervisor, and he was saying, sit down, get away from the windows. But we didn't want to sit down. And then I remember looking out the window, watching more people fall out. And I didn't see them when they hit the ground. But I remember the noise that it made when they hit the ground, the impact. And I guess it's because I already knew what it was hitting the ground, that I felt the pain. Every time somebody fell out, I felt the sharp pain in my chest and on my back. And I guess when I was looking at the North Tower, at that time the second plane must have been making its way in, and it went right through the building. But I didn't see it. I just happened to look to the second building, and I saw the fireball, and I ran across the bank, because I still work in the same bank, and screaming and crying, I want to get out. And then finally the same supervisor that told us to sit down told us to leave. And we all left, took my purse, left. We all went down the stairs. I was getting nervous because it seemed like forever. And I remember coming to the side of the building, and I know it was Bank of America, but I didn't see the devastation outside like everyone did. And I remember walking a few feet away, we were all talking about what we were going to do. Suddenly, the second building fell. And no dust or nothing hit me. We just kept going. And I remember walking and not knowing where to go, even though I'm from the Bronx, and I know that I could have kept walking and eventually I would have made my way home. I didn't want to go home that day. I just didn't want to be alone. I think if anybody would have invited me, any stranger, I would have went with them. And one of my coworkers, which she was fairly new and I didn't know her all that well, said, come with me. I have an extra room, so I remember we walked, and she lived in Queens at that time, and walked for hours, and then finally we made it to Queens. Now, I don't remember what part of Queens, but we made it to Queens. And I was in a daze for For a long time, I was in the days, and I remember months before saying, I wish I could stay home for a month to take care of my mom, who wasn't feeling well, suffers from depression. And at that time, I was into the computer and researching, and I happened to stay um, after that day, I was told to stay home, and I didn't come back to work until a month later because I worked with the docks, and the docks once they were all burnt. So, but we were able to get all our docks back, and yeah, but it was very sad, and it took me a long time. Every anniversary of that day, I never made it to work. I didn't want to go. One day, I guess as time went by, I just started going to work, and that day, it's just so sad. And that day, all my coworkers all seen solemn, and we all hugged each other. And that was it. That was it. All right. Thank you for listening. Bye bye.